Yeah, man, we're back. Back with another little video. Little video vibes out in the fucking mountains. Chillin'. Is this going? Yeah, nice. Yeah, I was just fucking standing here, looking at the view, kind of just pondering life. What is the meaning of life? Why are we here? What is the purpose? What is your purpose? Everybody seems to ask that question. What is the meaning of life? Why are we here? Ha! I could bring that into the conversation. You see, I truly believe the meaning of life is to do shit. And through doing shit, you evolve. Because through doing shit, you learn. You practice. You get affirmations of who you are. A capable motherfucker. Just like this guy. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to zoom in. Nah. Well, maybe. You see that tower? And there's a yellow dot? Yeah, that's a guy climbing that tower. Probably on some construction type shit. Anyways. Yeah. We are here to explore. We are explorers of this planet. Born with a single purpose of reuniting with God. But even being here is reuniting with God. Because God is everything. He's everywhere. In everything. Around everything. Everything is one. I saw this photo on Instagram. It's very interesting. It's like this photo of a birthing cell or something. Like a cell when it's born. And a star dying. And it's like this exact same photo. Just like different size. Very interesting. And I truly think that's the case. If you study humans on a cellular level. And you can see how the web and flow is. It's the exact same when you look at the galaxy. It's the exact same. They call them fractals. So, yeah, I don't really think it's very complicated. I think you're just here to have fun. Really. Like, why the fuck would you not have fun? Like, why not? Everything can be fun. Everything can. Now, a part of you probably goes, but it can't everything be fun. Like, this happens and that happens. And what if somebody dies? And how can that be fun? I think it can be fun. I think everything can be fun. Who decided that death was supposed to be bad? Okay, sure, if you kill somebody, yeah, there's a fucked up bad energy to that. I totally agree. It just feels true that should be perceived in a weird way. But somebody dying from old age that have lived their life, how is that bad? Why is that supposed to be sad? I'm not subscribing to that. I'm not. It's like why would it be the case? Sure, I get it. It's like you're attached to this person and then they leave. And I could see how that is sad, but it's only sad in the absence of a limited worldview. That's the only thing that's making it sad, because you think now that this is forever, that you're never going to be with this person again or feel this energy again of this person. But that is a lie, because nothing truly really dies. Because energy can't die. It just switches forms. So, yeah, I don't know. These are the things that I just fucking think about and ponder and question. Why should it be like that? Why is it like that? And we just have us humans, we have a negativity bias, and that has been absolutely manipulated by the system to keep us in these limiting states of consciousness. Even myself, I find myself always fucking like resorting to the worst of the worst, the negative aspect of it. The worst case scenario, da 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 da. Always. It's fucking exhausting, man. It's fucking exhausting. Always going there. But I think, like I've said as well, we're fucking traumatized beings. We're all just really fucking traumatized. And moving inside because it's fucking absolutely freezing cold outside. Yeah. Traumatized motherfuckers. That's what we all are. And I wonder, I mean, this is going to be different for everybody, but considering the amount of fucking trauma that exists inside all of us and the amount of work it actually takes to release one aspect of that trauma, like, this is a fucking lifetime worth of work to release all of this trauma and become who we were and are in absence of the trauma, before all of that trauma. Become the sovereign beings that we are when we are born and return to when we die. I think that's the purpose of life, to be honest. Becoming that. Because just imagine this from your soul's perspective. Imagine the amount of evolution your soul can have in this lifetime if trauma isn't holding it back. Ooh. Because that's really it. You know? We can all feel our destiny calling. Just this pull towards this thing, whether it is launching a YouTube channel or going into public speaking or building your own little farm or garden in your backyard. Just this little calling to do something outside of your normal day-to-day boxed life. This calling. It's a calling towards your destiny. Maybe your destiny isn't to have the end-all be-all, a little farm in your garden, but it's the first step leading you to the next step and then to the next step. And what holds us back from taking that first step? It's trauma. Trauma is the root of all of this. All of our suffering and all of our, failed dreams. Trauma is the reason. I was looking for a word to, like, in Norwegian we say syndebukk. Nobody really says that. But it's like the blaming goat. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that some people say blaming goat, whatever. But that's trauma. That is trauma. So until you heal all of your trauma, or not necessarily all of it, but like say 10% or even 5%, 1%, until you heal 1% of your trauma, you're still gonna walk around in this same unconscious cycle. You're still going to do all the actions that you do. You're not gonna start a new habit unless you purge the trauma prohibiting you from integrating and embodying that habit. So trauma is literally the first step in rebirthing yourself and becoming new. You have to let go and clear some shit from the past to create space for something new. That's why most people struggle with sticking to their habits, because there's so much internal resistance in their body. So much of their body wants them to stay as they are. And you will become aware of this. If you start noticing this, start putting presence on, like becoming more present to your emotions and your internal state, you'll notice when these things arise. You'll notice when these things arise. And like, this could be something like you might think that you actually want more money and want more freedom and all of that. And it's true. Probably your soul speaking when you say that. But you are not just your soul. You're also your soul, your mind, and your body, which you could say is your ego. And your ego wants something different. Your ego wants something that's safe. And what is safe? Well, what feels safe is oftentimes, it can be hell. A familiar hell can feel safer than an unfamiliar heaven. And so you might say that you want all of this money and stuff like that, but your body and ego might actually be resisting it because it doesn't know what that reality looks like. There's a level of uncertainty associated with that future reality. And so your body then will start resisting it. And this is where self-sabotage comes from. You're working towards this one direction and then you just completely fucking sabotage yourself. Why are you sabotaging yourself? Because a part of you does not want to become this new version. Because for the ego, it actually means death. That's where the conversation of ego deaths come in. A part of you has to die for a new version of you to be reborn. And your ego will work day and night to not make that happen. Because that is literally your identity. Who you are most of the time is that. Is your ego. That's where most people exist 99% of their time. And that's a bitch and a half to overcome. It absolutely is. Now the first step is, of course, to become aware of it. Oh shit. Yeah. Actually, I can feel like a part of me is resisting abundance. Resisting money. Why? Why? Why is a part of me resisting wealth? Well, I've been broke for my entire life. The past 10 years that I can remember of my life, I've never really had money and things have been fine and there hasn't been that many responsibilities. People don't expect things from me and it's kind of comfortable. It's in a sense, even though I can't buy all the things that I want to buy, it's kind of comfortable. Oh, fuck. And then if I think about the new life, wow, it's so complicated now. What do I do with this money? I don't know how to manage money. What if I lose the money? Or what if people now, like, my relationships get messed up because they think I have money and now they expect things from me and oh, maybe my mom has a terrible job and maybe I should retire her, but what if I can't retire her? What if I don't get the money and now I'm trying and I'm failing and fuck, oh, actually, fuck this shit. No, I'm just going to stay where I am. This is the most comfortable place. This is literally how your mind is working. This is literally what your body is doing. And this is why you are still stuck where you are. Because you're having a hard time recalibrating these upgrades. When you feel the calling for something new, that is an invitation to an upgrade. Embodying that upgrade is you recalibrating it, integrating it, making it a part of you so that you now stand on a heightened foundation and can continue to stretch. It's impossible for you now who say you're worth $10,000. It's impossible for you now to, just grab your hand on $1 million. You first have to ground the reality where you feel abundant and worthy of 100,000. And then you got to ground the new reality of 500,000 because you need to be on that steady, solid foundation to reach for the next thing. It's like you're trying to climb for an apple. The apple is at the top of the tree and you're climbing on this ladder, and on top of this ladder you place another ladder. And then of course that's going to fucking break because you can't put two ladders on top of each other because it's just too fragile. So you need to calibrate. Maybe you build a tree house in the middle of the fucking tree to ground that, and then you put the ladder on the tree house and then you get the apple at the top. That was kind of a weird analogy, but I guess it worked. You guys get the point though. So, yeah. Trauma. It's really the biggest conversation out there. So the question is then, okay, once you become aware of the trauma, or even if you aren't aware of the trauma, you just are aware of the fact that you have trauma. You don't know exactly what the trauma is, but you know you have trauma. Okay, what do you do to heal that shit? That is a very good question. How do you heal your trauma? Stretching. Do you stretch your body? Do you go to the gym? Do you meditate? Do you go to an ayahuasca ceremony in the jungle? Yeah. I'm gonna advocate against going on an ayahuasca ceremony, to be honest. I've heard some weird shit. I've never done ayahuasca. I've done a lot of plant medicine. My whole perspective of plant medicine has actually changed radically. Yeah. And it's, I guess you could say I'm more against it. Not in the conventional ways, but just, yeah, I'm not going to go too deep into it. But with plant medicine, contrary to, for example, acid, like, with plant medicine, it's from earth, and there are certain entities attached and that are invited into any ceremony when you operate work with plant medicine. You got mother mother ayahuasca, whatever they call the entity. But not even just one entity, there's multiple entities. It's basically you're opening the portal to the spirit world, and you're in a very vulnerable state, and you can have profound insight, but you can also backtrack. You can also move backwards. You can also fuck yourself more, traumatize yourself more, because of, there's certain entities that roam around. There's certain entities that leverage people that are in these states to hijack consciousnesses, and there's even people going to ayahuasca retreats simply with the sole purpose of hijacking someone else's consciousness and tethering themselves to them and then manipulating them. All kinds of weird shit. So just something to be conscious of, because it's out there, and it's actually there's a lot of fake light in this whole spiritual realm. So yeah, and especially when it comes to healing trauma, it's a very sensitive thing. It's a thing you don't mess with. And so you want to be conscious of how you move, how you go about it. And breath work. That's probably the best way to go, to be honest, for healing trauma. You should check out my brother Brian Kelly. You've probably done Wim Hof. Maybe you've done Wim Hof breath work. If you haven't, fucking do yourself a favor and do Wim Hof. It is my drug of choice. I've tried a lot of drugs. I like drugs. And my drug of choice is breath work. Actually, my favorite drug, it's not mushrooms. It's not weed. It's not fucking, any of the party drugs. It's cold showers, bro. Not even cold showers, cold plunges. Holy shit. The high after that. The high after 5 minutes in the fucking ocean in winter. Holy fucking... And then you go into the sauna. Oh, that's better than fucking any sex I've ever had. I'll be honest. Oh, you haven't had sex then? Oh, shut the fuck up, bitch. I've had my fair share. It's funny shit, man. This is funny. YouTube, man. Yeah, I'm doing YouTube. Anyways, what was I saying? I was talking about drugs. I was talking about breath work. Yeah, check out Brian Kelly. He does some phenomenal work. It's basically, they've developed this new technique for breath work. So before them, it was just Wim Hof breath work, which they say is a 3 out of 10 on an intensity scale compared to their 90 breath work sessions, which, I've done 3 of them, and they are 10 out of 10 on the intensity scale. You purge some shit. You heal some trauma through every session you do. 1 hour, you go fucking deep. It's like a fucking mushroom trip, to be honest. It's like a full-on psychedelic experience, but you're more in control of it. You're more in power, and it's very focused, laser, and you're not in this spaced out state afterwards. You're just like, you're integrating as you're fucking moving through it. It's beautiful. Very powerful. They incorporate 432 frequencies, binaural beats, hypnotic suggestions, subliminal messaging. Like, there was a list of like 9 things they do with like the sound production. It's like fucking Sony Hollywood level like audio creation. Anyways, so if you're present to trauma, you want to step into a new version of yourself, try breathwork. Check out Brian Kelly. Yeah. Or actually comment below. Leave a comment below and I can ask Brian if I can get one up, because all of his journeys are like exclusive. Like he doesn't just give them out for free. Like they take him months to create one journey. He sent them to me. And so I can ask him if I can like, yeah, give you guys access to maybe one of them for free. There's one he has on abundance that's just fantastic. So if you guys comment 9D below, and if you guys want that, and in comments, and I'll ask Brian. Anyways, yeah, I think that's a wrap. I'm gonna get back to some journaling. Yeah. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.